Hey people, I'm making up for lost time. Can we talk? So, Ebony K. Williams, I'm not too familiar with her. I do know the name because I know she was a housewife. We know I like reality trashy TV, so I think she was on Real Housewives of New York, and a lot of people say she's the reason for the demise of that show, but whatever. I don't agree. She was all right. She was indifferent. She wasn't bad and she wasn't good either. She was Switzerland. As far as she's very. Do you want dessert? I could eat it, but if you don't bring it, I'm not gonna be upset. That's how I felt about her. Although I'm not a big fan of the New York franchise. But anyway, she now is working for the Griot, which is a news outlet. Um, their audience is predominantly male. They do pop up on my feed here and there, and then I'll a little yang with the videos I do here and there. But I'm not avid consumer of their content like I would be for TGIF with Al Reynolds, Funky Dineva, and Claudia. Like, I don't miss their show, or Don't Call Me White Girl podcast. I watch every episode. I'm not a consistent consumer of their content. But, a little video comes up in the algorithm, I watch it. So, a little clip is going around of her interview with Inyanya. I can't say that name. It's going to be Inyanya Van Zant from, she's famous for Fix My Life. She gets you together. My favorite line from her is, "You a low down, dirty gutter snipe from the hood." That's one of her quotes. She said that to, was it Frankie? Frankie was the mama. Who was the sister? From that singer. Oh my God. Keisha Cole. "You a low down gutter snipe from the hood." Love it. Anyway, they were having an interview together talking about men. And Inyanya asked her if she would date a bus driver. And she said, well, if he owned a bus. And Inyanya said, excuse me, y'all, I just had some dry ass crackers and I can't drink for 30 minutes. So I'm finna choke. But that's what I get because I shouldn't have been drinking those, eating those crackers anyway. I should stay away from all crackers. That's a joke. Don't cancel me. Anywho, what was I finna say? Oh, so Inyanya says, well, that's a problem. And I didn't watch the clip from there because I heard all I needed to hear. And then Ebony goes on and justifies her comment and yada yada. Who cares? At this stage in my life, if your God forbid me and my husband don't work out, I will date a bus driver, but he's no rookie. He's been a bus driver for 20 years. He's he's tier 4 in the retirement system. His pension is set. He only got a few years to go. He's making $100,000. And if you think a New York City bus driver doesn't make $100,000, you're an ass. It's a union job. Guaranteed salary increases. I would date a bus driver. Absolutely. But I'm not dating no rookie just starting, making 30, 45. No. I'm dating your daddy. Your daddy who's about to retire. That's who I'm dating. Absolutely, I could date a bus driver. Right? But if I was Ebony K. Williams, no. No, I would not. Her last relationship was some CEO making probably millions of dollars a year. Why would she date a bus driver? Why would she date down? And this is the topic of the conversation. Should you date down? Now, here's my thing. If men were more secure in themselves when it came to women and money, I believe she would date a bus driver. However, a woman of her stature and her pedigree and her financial repertoire She cannot sustain a happy and healthy and wholesome relationship with somebody who makes a ginormous amount of money less than she does. We're not talking $10,000 or $20,000 less. No, we're talking up. They're not even in the same tax bracket. You know what I'm saying? That man would have to be overly secure in who he is, and demonstrate these high masculine traits of leadership and dominance and everything that it would take for him not to feel threatened or less than because of the amount of money that she has and makes. And unfortunately, this spans through all races, all races, all age groups of men. It's very hard to find that. Very hard to find that. When I met my husband, we were making the exact same hourly pay down to the penny. We never had that problem. We've always been in and about the same amount of pay until I would say no more than $10,000 a year apart from each other. Our whole time being together, it's always been damn near the same between us, so we don't have that problem. But do I think that if the number was greater than that, would my husband try to make more money so he could surpass me? I think so. Would I let him? No. And it's not because I want to make more money, I want to have the control. No. Him doing other means to make more money just for the sake of making more money than me would take away from his time. And I wouldn't want that, especially now that we have kids. No, I don't want you to take away time just to make some money for me and the kids to have to enjoy without you because you're working weekends or you have a second job. No, I wouldn't let him. And I say that, let him. He'd be like, if we're not hand to foot. Oh, is that the same? We're not broke. Now, if we were broke and he had to take a second job, yes, we're not broke. We're comfortably middle class. My husband getting a second job would still make us comfortably middle class. But the only difference is it would take away from our life. It would be a negative because we have less time. It's not going to make or break us. We're going to be in the same house and drive the same cars and still have no vacations because of time, not because of money. Because we can't get our schedules in line to take the same amount of time off with the kid's schedule, my schedule, and his schedule. So we would still be doing the same thing, but he's working a second job. So I go back to say this with Ebony K. Williams. No, she cannot date a bus driver. He would have to be a different type of breed. And unfortunately, she doesn't have the time. She's a woman of a certain age to date a lot of frogs before she gets to her prince. So let's just, filter it out and have the dating pool more specific for people on her level. And it's no disrespect to say that you won't date a bus driver. And a lot of the comments were Black women are always asked to degrade themselves or downgrade when it comes to men. Black women of financial and educational, they always ask, well, would you date insert lower quality of man here? You know what I'm saying? So me, making what I make at the status what I got, all the education that I have, would I date somebody, a man, whose main job was target non-management, same age as me? Would I date? No. Fuck no. Would I date a bus driver 15, 20 years on the job making top money? Union MTA bus driver? Yes. Would I date a man making minimum wage, non-management? No. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's not because, oh, I'm a gold digger, I'm looking for money. No, I have money. You're not on my level. I'm dating down. And I'm going to use a perfect example. I don't know if this is well known because these new kids don't know shit, but they tell you to not accept a job making less than what you are currently making. Because then that sets the precedent of your value and your worth. And then that opens the door for other businesses to pay you less. Because before the laws changed, they used to ask you about your prior work history and how much you made. I believe in New York City, they're not allowed to ask you anymore. That is off the applications. But that is recent. All the jobs I have applied for asked me how much I am making or I'm currently making. And jobs use that against you. They do. Most of the time they use it against you. Your work history, 30,000. Next job, 35,000. Current job, 45,000. Okay, we know we can't offer her less than 45,000. What is her incentive to leave? What is the incentive to get her? And we want her as a candidate. Now let's say this. Work history, 30,000. 35,000. Next job, 33,000. Oh, she went down. Okay, we're gonna offer her 32,000. We're gonna offer her. Okay, let's say you make 35,000. We saw that you made 35,000. You left a job making 30. You left a job to make 33,000. Now you're making 33,000. We're gonna offer you that 35. When if you have progressively went up, they should be offering you 45. So you've cheated yourself out of $10,000. Same thing with relationships. She had a CEO millionaire. Why would she go down to a bus driver? Now, I'm not talking about outliers, and a lot of people go, well, what if he's this and what if he's that and what? Those are outliers. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about the 1%, the unicorns. We're talking about the majority. And the majority of bus drivers cannot sustain the lifestyle of a millionaire CEO. They cannot. They cannot just drop everything and go to the south of France for lunch. They just cannot. And also, they cannot juggle their baggage as easily as a CEO can. A CEO with 4 ex-wives and 10 kids can juggle that baggage more than a divorced bus driver with 2 baby mamas and 4 kids. That money is pulled thinner and thinner and thinner away. Right? I don't think it's about gold diggery. It's not a bad thing to want to date on your level or above. We should be moving in an upward direction as people. Don't you want your children to live a better life than you did? Don't you want your children to have a better childhood than you did? Why would you strive to give them the exact same childhood you did? And I'm not talking about if your childhood was great and you were rich. That's an outlier. I'm talking about bed bugs, beds. 5 to a bed, head, foot, head, foot, head, foot. Mama's working 3, 4 jobs. You being raised by Big Mama. I'm talking about that. Why would you strive to give your children that? You're not. You graduated from high school. You went straight to college. You became a nurse. You working your ass off. Your kid lives in a house. He has his own bedroom. You didn't mix your kids. They all got the same dads. Or if not, the dads are present. You're not necessarily a single mom, but if you are a single mom, those dads are present. And you don't have to take them to court and find them in child support. They do whatever you have to do. That's why you became a nurse. Why do we go to college? You think an 18-year-old is going to college who's not going away to a party school, who has to work and take night classes and do homework on the train or the bus, like me? You think I went to college because I wanted to? No, it was a necessity of life to get out of my circumstance and to not put all of the financial burden to take care of me as an adult on my single mother. Same thing with dating. You think I'm going to go for my husband who fits in this category to lower? Absolutely not. Even if I come with 2 kids, I will not. Now, would I bang out the minimum wage worker that works at Target? Would I ride his face like Seabiscuit? Absolutely. Am I settling down and marrying this nigga and giving him a kid? Absolutely not. I'm so tired of this la la land bullshit, especially when it comes to black women and what we are supposed to do and how we are supposed to shovel shit for our men, especially shovel shit for our black men. Girl, he's a good man, Savannah. He's a good man. Y'all remember that line? He's a good man, Savannah. Why? Why Savannah gotta stay with? Cause any man is better than no man. That's what we're taught. Like black women don't have options. We just gotta take the bus driver, and this woman is a millionaire, social famous reporter. Check off whatever boxes she has. She has to take the bus driver. It's a problem because she won't date a bus driver. Ianya, stop it. Stop it, Ianya. That is toxic mammy bullshit. Ianya is a mammy. No accountability to a man. None. Why would you even answer that question? And why would you say it's a problem because she does not want that? If I motherfucking had a T-bone steak every day and my options was to have a T-bone steak and eat lobster and eat food that's, they offer me different foods where each plate costs over $100. That's my option, right? Because eating the same thing every day is boring. So my option for just my plate alone is a minimum of $100 every day. That's my option. Or a plate of food worth $10, right? But I could dabble in the $10 plate here and there, right? I could dabble. But if I wanted a $10 plate every day, I have to give up the $100 plate. I would never. That's stupid. I'm not giving up the $100 plates every day just so I can eat a $10 plate every day. I'm gonna dabble in a $10 plate every day, periodically, because sometimes you just want to eat a greasy, dirty cheeseburger, but you don't want to eat that every day. That's stupid. The logic is so stupid. And Ianya asking her that question, and then when she answered it honestly, because yes, I think she would date a bus driver or a truck driver who had his own business and was the head of it was a boss like she is. You know? What's a king to a god? Nothing. She's a god, metaphorically speaking. This bus driver is a king. He's nothing to her, but for me, yes, we are matched. But to her, no, she's not matched. There's nothing wrong with it. Just like attraction, you generally see people of the same attraction level together, and when you don't, the first thing that comes to the mind, especially if the girl is attractive and the man is not, oh, she with that nigga for money. Come on, we all say it. When Anna Nicole Smith's wedding pictures of her kissing that corpse in the wheelchair, I mean her husband, we know that bitch was in it for the money. He was 173 years old. Go Google the picture of Anna Nicole Smith looking like a 10 plus plus. kissing the man in the wheelchair who looked like the crypt keeper. You think she loved him for his look? He was rich. Come on. He was rich. Come on. We know why people do certain things. But generally, couples are in the same attractiveness level. Why would Ebony K. Williams even entertain a date with a middle class bus driver? It's not because he's a bus driver. His social economic status doesn't match hers. We're paired off for a reason. And yes, there are outliers. We're not talking about the outliers. We're talking about the 99.999%. Ebony, you don't have to date a bus driver unless he was super secure. But how would you know that? Unless you date him. You shouldn't even be dating him anyway. Save that nigga for the regular bitches. Regular bitches need bus drivers too. Okay? We need bus drivers. You taking all the regular ones because the CEOs ain't checking for us. Okay? The CEOs ain't checking for us. Save that nigga for the rest. It's like when really tall men, really tall men date these tiny ass women. And then you say, why the fuck is this man 7'1" dating this 4'3" woman when there is a woman who's 6 foot who needs a tall man? You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. You wasting that bus driver. Okay? Peace out, y'all.